Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So we are from group 2 and we are presenting about the Henry Gantt, Max Weber, Henry Fayol, Freederick Winslow and Mary Parker. So let's begin this our presentation by introducing myself. I Izzati Nabilah binti Muhammad Yunus. My matching number A20B1376. So my partner group is MAHATHIR and QURROTU NAJLA.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is QURROTU NAJLA binti Muhammad JAMAIZI and my matric number is A20A1768.
Hi everyone. My name is MAHATHIR bin RAHIM. My matrix number is A20A1436.
Alright, next I will present about Freederick Winslow Taylor approach. Before I start, I would like to introduce who is Freederick Winslow Taylor. Alright, Freederick Winslow Taylor was born 20 March 1856. He was an American mechanical engineer working to strengthen industrial efficiency. He was known as the father of scientific management and is one of the leading experts of management. His main concern was to increase productivity through higher efficiency in production and greater pay for workers through the use of scientific method. Its principle emphasized the use of science, creating cooperation and group harmony, achieving maximum output, and advancing employees. Alright, about the scientific management approach or concept which is made by Freederick Winslow Taylor. This theory examines the relationship between an employee and the task designed to be performed by that employee. The time and effort put in by workers in the production of a unit of goods could be reduced by increasing the specialization and division of labor. Then the production process will become more efficient. The movement of workers in the workplace and determine the number of output that can be produced by an employee by using a sufficient number of work tools and resources. So, in management, we can determine the fastest way to complete a task. Next, Taylor introduced a system to take a break between the daily tasks of the employee and also a system of work that was paid according to the rate of productivity of the employee. The important approach are expressed in his principles. The 4 organization principles are important to improve the quality of employees and managers in management. There are 5 principles, which is determination of movement, work specialization, careful planning and scheduling, careful selection and recruitment of staff, and wage incentive. Alright, this is advantage and disadvantage of this approach. The advantage is enhanced production, ability to control, cost of production reduced, decreases in accuracy, and the disadvantage is management takes control, requires hard capital, and adverse effect, which is such as the health of the workers. Alright, for the conclusion of this approach, the principles applied is very thoughtful if you want to increase the productivity of an organization while having good employees, respect for each other, motivated, healthy competition between them, and many other factors that are good for the organization. However, if viewed negatively, the resulting principle ignores the human resources used in this industry. Like the parable that has been explained before, humans are treated like robots. As employers, we need to have a principle that aims to take care and retain existing employees to streamline a company's production system. Their welfare is very important to the company. If their welfare is neglected, then a company is like no life and only evil that follows instruction. Employees are the lifeblood of a company and organization.
Max Weber is a German sociologist and developed the bureaucracy theory. Bureaucracy can be defined as a term in the area of socio-economics and policymaking which refers to the way legal laws are enforced in an institution and implemented. The viewpoint about the approach in today's context of Max Weber, the administration is a process that should be applied on levels of an organization. This concept is vastly used by all successful organizations in today's era. Organizations today came from the ideas of Max to have an organized system. Weber's idea, emphasizing that information should form the cornerstone for requirement and promotion in bureaucracy rather than usual culture. Max Weber contributes significantly to managerial thinking growth. The theories of bureaucratic management theory are definition of labor, hierarchy management structure, from a selection process, efficient and uniform requirements in personnel, and achievement-based advancement. Last but not least, the advantages of bureaucracy theory are specialization or expertise, skill-based requirement, predictability, equality, structure, systematic record keeping, and rationality. Next, the disadvantages of bureaucratic organizational structure are create burden to their workers, indirect resulting in decreased employee morale. There is no guarantee investment or rewards will be given. It may reduce the opportunity to employees quickly adapt to changing circumstances, less autonomy for employees. In addition, there is no emphasis on creating additional competence. It fosters a structure that does not create true productivity, and inefficiency are difficult to change. Lastly, there is less freedom to act within a bureaucratic structure.
Henry Fayol was born in suburb of Istanbul, Turkey in 1841. His father, an engineer, was appointed building supervisor for the construction of a bridge over the Golden Horn Tata Bridge. The family returned to France in 1847. He studied mining engineering. In 1888, he became the managing director of the mining company that employed over 1,000 people. Henry Fayol was very successful in his position for over 30 years until 1918. Around 19,000, the mining company was one of the largest producers of iron and steel in France. From the viewpoint, Henry Fayol management theory is still relevant in today's content and are evident in almost organization. In almost every job, there is employer who delegate tasks and employer to complete them. Fayol principles are relevant to the way in which tasks are complicated and communication method used to delegate them. In addition, the basic element can meet the need and achieve the goal of an organization because his idea in general management can be extended to the major activity of an organization. For example, we can refer to such a principle introduced by Fayol. Discipline within employer complete with the manager instruction will certainly determine the success achieved by the company itself and is very empires nowadays. Therefore, Henry Fayol idea will be relevant to modern organization. Next is advantage and disadvantage. For advantage, Fayol was the first to propose of a definition of management that is still used today to predict and plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to govern. Second, Henry Fayol was the first to establish a formal definition of management, which is still used today to predict and plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to govern. Third, Fayol also provides much of the basic vocabulary and concepts such as division labor, scholar chain, unity of command, and centralization, which will be expanded upon by subsequent study. For the disadvantage, Fayol was discussing the formal organization structure. Second, Fayol lack of concern in topics such as individual vs general interests. So lastly is a conclusion. Management skills are important to everyone. Overall, the manager or employer relationship is a positively by strong people management skill. The traditional management theory of Henry Fayol has a wide range of application in today's industry. This is due to the fact that certain of Fayol principles of management are applicable to the management of organization.
Next, this is Mary Parker Follet and their approach. Mary Parker Follet, or the mother of modern management, believed that management was the art of getting things done through people. Though she never managed a profit enterprise, she offered valuable insight on the importance of power with rather than power over, and integrating with employees to solve conflict. Follet have been said that leadership is not defined by the exercise of power, but by the capacity to increase the sense of power among those lead. The most essential work of the leader is to create more leaders. I will explain about Mary Parker Follet approach based on their principle. The first principle is direct contact. Direct contact between employees and managers help organizations avoid conflict and misunderstanding. Holding regular meeting or discussing assignment in person is a simple way to practice this principle. For early stage, coordination should be learned and mastered straight away. No employee should feel less important than the next. Each has a significant role that complement the role of others. The third is reciprocal relationship. Every worker, regardless of their level in hierarchy, is responsible for pulling their weight and integrating with the rest of the organization. No one person should be trying less or more than another. This is advantage and disadvantages of management approach by Mary Parker Follet. For advantage, this approach emphasizes the existence of social needs. Second is emphasizes a more economic and rational human life. And the third advantage is attention to the skill of management is being increased beside human skills to social relation. So if this approach is used, it will make the relationship between superiors and subordinates more harmonious and will make work performance better. For disadvantages, this approach concept does not fully describe individual in the workplace. This is one of the limitation of the theory of human relationship. Improvement is working condition and employee satisfaction did not produce the dramatic increase in productivity as expected.
Harry Gantt was an American mechanical engineer and management consultant who is best known for his work in development of scientific management. Next, the viewpoint about the approach in today's context of Harry Gantt. Once your employees realize how helpful Gantt charts can be as a solution to corporate scheduling challenges, they will be considerably more productive. Gantt charts, PERT charts, and other project management tools can be created using a variety of software options. It does not have to be rocket science to manage a project. We continue to example. A Gantt chart is a graphical chart that shows which tasks must be completed at which times in order to complete a project or task. Gantt charts are commonly used in project management, IT, and development teams. As a result of this, there are some advantages, which are split the activities by status of the tasks, ability to visualize your project plan over time, recognizing task relationships helps to figure out number of tasks in progress, and lastly, give earliest completion date. The disadvantages are updating a chart is very time consuming. All tasks are not visible in a single view of Gantt. Stocks represents only the time and not the hours of the work.